Hi, guys. Welcome back to Elevate Your Life and Business. My name is Marie, and on this channel, I share my life experiences as well as some wisdom that I've gained, as well as I am documenting my entrepreneur journey and how I'm trying to break out of my 9 to 5. And I seem to be on a bit of a relationship roll, so I'm just going to keep rolling with it. And I've got another one for you today. And the topic today is about true love, a love that lasts, not a flash in a pan, like I was just talking about in the last video. And one of the things, so in the last video, we talked about the 3 stages of a relationship where you've got the spark, you've got the commitment, and then you've got the compatibility. Once you have all of that, let's say the world is smiling on you and you check all those boxes, and this person that you're attracted to, this person that you want a relationship with, you're really starting to love this person. Like, okay, this might be it. This might be it. Is it a true love? And one of the things that I was thinking about earlier today, when I was thinking about these videos that I was going to give to you guys, is, you know me, my favorite question is why, or at the very least, like digging down into something. So let's talk about what is true love. Well, one, let's talk about what it is not. Okay, it's not the Disney fairy tale where you just love each other. You guys just want to be in each other's arms 24/7 for the rest of your lives. True love, or at least in my opinion, because this video is nothing but my opinion based off research and fact, but also trying to provoke you to think about what you want and what you want in your life and what you think true love might be as well. But it is not the Disney fairy tales. And if you look at those Disney fairy tales and if you go to the original context, those things are so dark. They are so dark. It's not even funny. So when someone says, "Oh, I want the fairy tale with like the white picket fence, the 2 kids, the dogs, the house, and the husband," like what you're really for is like, to me personally, like you're asking for a curse. You are asking for things to not go well because we love each other, we get married, and now what? Well, now real life is going to happen. That's what. Life is coming and life is challenging. So, what is true love? Well, we just talked about what it's not. It's not blind. It's not the happily ever after. It's not 2 years of being stuck on dopamine and endorphins saying, "Oh, that's it." Like, okay, that's enough. That's enough to last me a lifetime because I promise you, and I don't promise on this channel very often, but I promise you that those chemicals are going to wear off. Depends on your situation. Like, there's no set, oh, it happens for 6 months and it dies off. Like, it could be 6 months, it could be 2 years, maybe it's longer. But at some point, those chemicals in your brain are going to die off. And then is it really true love? Do you have the foundation? Do you have the commitment? Do you have the compatibility? Okay, so now let's talk about what it is. We talked about what it's not. Let's talk about what it is, and let's drill into this a little bit because that's where I'm at. Okay, I'm single. Oh, please don't blow up in the comments about that, guys. Please don't do that. But I'm trying to find my person. I'm thinking there's a lot of people out there that are trying to find their person too. So, what is true love? Well, wouldn't you agree that true love is a love that lasts? Okay. I know it's not just me because I have a lot of friends and family as well that, they're like, I will get married once, one time, I will completely integrate my life with this person. And after that, oh, I'll worry about that later when I need to worry about it, if I need to worry about it. But for me personally, like one king in my heart. Okay. One king in my heart. After that, I'll figure it out if I have to. But I think a true love is a love that lasts. So, how do you make love, as your definition, last? Well, the first thing is that once you agree that you have to grow together and apart. Okay, so here, let me clarify that for you guys a little bit. So, growing together can be like, okay, like the house, the finances, the kids, like interests or hobbies that you both enjoy, up to and including like personal time together. And I will say this because I always try to give tips and tricks, but if you are in a relationship, you've got all of these things, make sure that you guys make time to just be the two of you. Okay, this world is loud, it gets crazy, things happen, kids get sick, companies fall apart, careers take off or die, things happen. Make sure that you plan time to talk to each other, and to guys especially who might be watching this, because I know I'm geared towards entrepreneur and I do know I'm picking up a lot of young men on my videos, hopefully in the future as well. If you do not listen to her during the week, you will listen to her in divorce court. Make the time. Make the time. Okay? Make the time to be together. Whether that's date nights or whatever it is that you guys want to do. Make the time or you're never going to find it. You got to make the time. And by being together, like just being together, I don't know, like go rock climbing, or, maybe it can be a movie night, or do something that interests you. Something else that you could do is like, just spitballing some ideas here. How about a cooking night where like you pick a random recipe and the two of you make a new recipe together? Why? Why am I saying that? Because then you're learning together. Okay, if you've never been rock climbing or painted a picture, or whatever it is that you have not done that interests the two of you together, go do it together. So that way you can learn and grow together. So that's the growing together part that I think true love might be. But let's talk about growing apart. Oh my God, Marie, you want me to separate from my person? I don't want you to separate from them. I want you to be your own person. How can you be your own person when you are attached at the hip 24/7? When you work together, you go to, or when you come home and you got the kids and there's this and there's that. Like, never forget to make time for yourself as well. Now, look, everyone's got crazy lives. Everyone has things that they must get done. Okay. Sometimes maybe you can get away for an hour and maybe go get a pedicure and doing some self-care, and that can be you time. Sometimes life is coming at you hard and maybe it's 10 or 15 minutes of, I don't know, either deep breathing or meditating. Make sure that even though that as you guys are growing together, that's a core ingredient. You have to have it, but you also need to be able to grow apart. You need yourself. If you looked at yourself right now and you could label 2 or 3 things that you wanted to improve about yourself, make the time so that you can do that, because then it gives you self-confidence. Then you're not, what happens now? Then you're not completely and utterly dependent on this other being to be everything for you. We've gotten so bad as society, before, like, even what is it, like the last 100 years, like the guy would go bring home the money, the woman would take care of the house, and like honestly, like they only really came together to have kids. Well, okay, now they're your financial, now your partner's your financial advisor. Now they're your emotional support and supposed to be your emotional rock and your best friend and your lover and the mother or father of your kids. Like, okay, the list of what your significant other is supposed to be and help you with is getting longer and longer. And that's why you have got to outsource, because I'm an entrepreneur here, you've got to outsource some of this, okay? You have to outsource some of it. Your person who you love dearly, who might be the love of your life for this lifetime, they can't do it all. There is nobody on this planet who can do it all and be everything for that one person. You have to have some water in the well for yourself first before you can give it to other people. Another really good analogy here is, when you're on airplanes and they do the whole tutorial about the mask. And on that tutorial, they say that the mask straps down. Make sure you put your mask on first so that you can go in that and help your kids or your husband or whatever it is, or whoever's with you. Okay. So if you're growing together, if you're working on your finances and you both have careers, and that's the other thing too, your career can be growing apart. Like, what if you're in different industries or whatever it is that you're doing? Continually to grow into that is a good thing. Not only are you growing in confidence and skills, you're also growing in potential income, which also ties right back into growing together. So that's a growing apart, your life, your career, your industry, but it also translates to growing together, apart and together. But I want to get to the core thing here on what I think true love might be. I don't know all the answers. I will freely admit that I do not have all the answers, but I have some really cool thoughts. So look, I'm a deep thinker, okay? Like I like using my brain. I like problem solving. I like trying to figure things out. And I only get one life. You only get one life. I'd like to try and get it right. I'd like to enjoy this life and to do as much right as I can. I'm going to make mistakes. Sometimes I have to fail really quickly. I'm like, on my entrepreneur journey right now, I'm like, that's it. I've had it. I'm trying to fail. But when it comes to relationships, I would like to get it right, and I think you would too, especially as essential and as core as it is to our joy, to our financial success, to our emotional stability, and to peace, having peace in our life. This is essential. Like you have to have this. And so that leads me to the last point about true love and what I think it might be. I'm wondering what you think. I'm wondering if you think the same. And that is that true love is a love that learns. I think it's really powerful. I'm going to say it one more time. True love, a love that lasts, is a love that learns. You know, when I was the old me, the old story of me, one with the two crazy parents and, oh, this is life. These are the cards that I have dealt. I might not, this is all I can be. This is all that I have. This is all I could ever have. That story. When I was in that story, true love, you couldn't even think of it. Couldn't, like it is what it is. Like, okay, like I'm gonna marry this person, they might not, like it might work out, it might not work out. Like divorce rate 75%, where the chances I might be that, other 25%, like not high. But going through this journey that I've been on, especially in the last 2 years, all this wisdom that came my way, I didn't ask for it, to be honest. I was just trying to survive. But when I started listening to Jordan Peterson, when I started listening to Tony Robbins, a growth mindset is essential, I personally think, to us human beings being joyful and accomplishing and having what we would like to have in this life. And that's why it leads me to a true love, a love that lasts, is a love that learns. It learns patience. It learns when to give. It also learns when to hold your ground, and what's essentially the core elements of you, and what parts of you can bend and change and mold to better fit your partner. And here's the thing. I'm not just talking about here and now, because I'm talking about a love that lasts, right? Well, we live quite long nowadays, us human beings. If you're lucky and you have a love that lasts a lifetime, that lifetime could be 40, 50, sometimes I'm hearing even 60 years. If you're lucky, it can last a really long time. So doesn't that love have to learn to grow? Because if you're not growing, you're going. As in you're dying, okay? Like if you're not growing, you're going. So if you personally are not growing, then you're dying. You're dying on the inside. And if you're dying on the inside, what are the chances that your relationship is going to make it? If you're dying on the inside, well, that relationship is going to die as well. So, okay, we just talked about growing together and apart. So this is all interconnected. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that just so complexity? The complexity of life is just so wonderful. And I love it when things translate like this. Like life instances and business instances translate. These concepts, these themes, they translate. Like if your company's not growing, it's going, as in going out of business. Okay, same thing with your love. If it's not growing, it's going, as in that love is dying. So what is going? What is growing? continually learning. It's a love that learns, and it's a love that continuously learns. And that's why I think that these people that have been together for 40 or 50 years are still together, because to a point, they're chasing each other. Seriously, like if you okay, and guys, let's just hone in on the guys here, because you guys usually want like some 20-something-year-old model, especially the entrepreneurs and the successful entrepreneurs that I've been listening to on podcasts lately. Like all they want is like a 25-year-old something. Like they're going to be 30 or 40 and they want a 25-year-old something to marry. And it's like that girl's not even a whole girl, is not even a woman yet. Like, okay, like it's not until our 30s. And yes, I'm speaking somewhat generally here. There's exceptions to every rule, but look, it takes time. Maturity takes time. What is maturity? Experience. Experience, how do you get those? It takes time. So like that girl is just that. She's a girl. She's not even fully formed yet. She doesn't even know, she doesn't have her core figured out yet. And then you're going to go in and you're going to mold her to be what you want her to be, not who she is. And therefore, if she doesn't have a core and if she's not growing, she's going either in divorce court or your love is going. So when it comes to true love, I just want you to think about something, because we talked about the spark or the click. That was essential, and my mind just kept on going, and so I'm sharing it with you guys in this video. And that is like, okay, once you've decided that you want the click, and you should, if you want happily ever after, want the click. Look, if you're in your teens, or if you're in your early 20s, or let's just say you're in your 20s, you're in your 20s, you're having fun, just own it, okay? Just own it that you're screwing around and having fun, that you just want the spark. Just recognize that the spark is not everything. It's not always going to last. Actually, I can darn near promise you it's not going to last. So, what is true love? What is a love that's going to elevate you? Because this is elevate your life and business. What love, or what type of love, is going to elevate you to the next level? To give you that next ascension into consciousness and being, to make you an even better person than you already are. How about true love? And what is true love? It's a love that can stand the test of time, and the only way to do that is a love that grows. And the only way it can grow is if you're growing together and apart. So just wanted to give you this thought-provoking video about true love and what it might mean to you, and where you're at, and what changes you might want to make to your life or your relationships so that you can have true love. Maybe you and your husband, want to go and start doing cooking classes, or whatever it is. Like, hey, baby, like, what is it that you like to do? What is it? What are some interests that you've had that you have not gotten to do yet? Okay, well, I might not be a motorbike girl, but I might be going to a concert, girl. Let's go to a concert. Like, find something that you guys can do together, or a cooking class, or whatever it is, whatever tickles your fancy, okay? Find something where you guys can grow together, and then always remember to fill that well with water so that you can help others, by making sure that you're also growing independently as well. Like, hey, you go hang out with your boys for a weekend. Like, I'm gonna go do this seminar about finances. I'm an entrepreneur. Cut me some slack here, okay? Like, finances. You're going to a seminar about finances, or you're going to a seminar with Tony Robbins for 4 days. Like, okay, I'm gonna go to my seminar and grow. Like, you go hang out with the boys, which is good, because it's also good to have relationships outside of the marriage as well as inside. You know what I mean? And just be careful what you share with those people, is all I'm going to end this with. So in any case, guys, this is Elevate Your Life and Business. I hope this was helpful, and I hope this was thought-provoking about your relationships. And I just hope it just leads to, thoughts. I hope this was a little bit of a rabbit hole. And thank you for joining me on this rabbit hole. And I truly hope it helps. If you like this, please click that like button. And if you could hit on that subscribe button so you don't miss an episode, I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. See you next time.